At night, a girl was taking one of the storybooks from the library shelf. When she opened the storybook, she smiled and mentioned that the strongest wizard was named Ike, who became the leader of a demon lord's army. Also, he was the grandson of Romurg, the renowned sorcerer among the demons. The story begins with Ike carrying out his mission to capture a human territory named Arsenam.
縄文を突破できそうです。
思ったより早かったな。
Then Ike went to the leader of Arsenam and introduced himself as a brigade from the 7th Corps of the Demon Lord's army. Ike was there to deliver 3 ultimatums to the leader of Arsenam. First, the leader of Arsenam must surrender his territory to the Demon Lord. Second, he must kill himself with his own hands like an honorable person. Lastly, flee while admiring the beautiful scenery of the battle in the city. After hearing the ultimatums, the leader of Arsenam was surprised that a demon like Ike showed mercy towards humans. Even so, the leader of Arsenam would not choose any of the options given by Ike and immediately attacked him. Of course, Ike easily defeated him without killing the leader of Arsenam. Shortly after, Jyrn, Ike's adjutant, came to give a report. But Ike cut off Jyrn's report and ordered him to check the wounds of Arsenam and all the human troops. Naturally, Jyrn was confused because Ike's decision made no sense, but he immediately carried out Ike's orders. Meanwhile, a woman was watching Ike's movements through her crystal ball. She was very impressed by Ike for conquering Arsenam within a week, something that even other Demon Lord's armies couldn't achieve. The woman acknowledged that Ike had great potential. Some time passed, and the war in the Arsenam territory ended with a victory for the Demon Lord's army led by Ike. Ike felt guilty for hurting many people in this other world. Ike could never get used to the bloody wars that could cause casualties. Ike had such feelings because he was human. Ike's teacher, Romurg, was a great sorcerer who knew a lot about civilization in this world. Although Ike was human, Romurg accepted Ike and raised him like any other child, even teaching him all his knowledge and magic. But one day, before Romurg died, he asked Ike to keep a lost civilization a secret. If that secret were revealed, a great disaster would occur someday. Additionally, Romurg said that Ike must hide his identity as a human. The Demon Lord would never forgive Ike if his true identity was revealed, and Ike's life could be at stake. Then Ike cast a magic barrier so that no other human or demon could enter the room of the leader of Arsenam without Ike's permission. But unfortunately, there was a maid hiding under the leader of Arsenam's desk. Naturally, Ike was shocked, and the maid immediately screamed for mercy, begging not to be killed by Ike. Then she accidentally hit her head on the desk and fainted. Well, a beautiful but slightly foolish maid. I feel sorry for Ike, who had hidden his identity for 20 years, only to have it revealed in such a silly way. Shortly after, Jyrn reported that the demons had treated the wounds of the human troops and confirmed that there were no casualties in this war. Then Jyrn politely asked why Ike let the humans live. Wouldn't it have been easier to kill them instantly? Ike replied that Jyrn need not worry because the new Demon Lord this time was different from the previous one. The new Demon Lord only cared about the results obtained by each army. After all, the goal of capturing Arsenam was just to control it. Arsenam was a trading city and very important to the Demon Lord. If they controlled a territory without any humans, who would pay taxes? Such was Ike's logical thinking, and his opinion was accepted by the demons. Shortly after, the citizens of Arsenam wanted to discuss something with Ike. They asked about the tax they had to pay to the Demon Lord's army. Ike answered that the citizens would pay taxes at the same rate they paid before. But anyone who opposed the Demon Lord's army would be punished, regardless of who they were. Then Ike was suddenly forcibly teleported by the woman who had been watching him for a long time. Ike found himself in a dark room, and a golem was attacking him relentlessly. Of course, Ike easily defeated the high-level golem. The woman was very impressed by Ike's strength, able to destroy her high-level golem. It turned out that the woman was Sephiroth, the commander of the 7th Corps of the Demon Lord's army and Ike's superior. Saphiro was the only demon sorcerer who knew Ike's identity. Then Ike asked, "Why did you force me here? Do you have another order for me? Or do you need my report on the Arsenom territory?" Saphiro replied that all of Ike's tasks were perfectly executed, and the reports Saphiro received from her familiars were complete. Saphiro said that Darokuten wanted to meet Ike in person today. Naturally, Ike was confused because it was the first time a demon lord had shown interest in him. Then Saphiro told Ike to place his hand on her chest. Oh, no, I mean on her shoulder, so she could teleport him to the demon lord's castle. On the other side, the beautiful but foolish maid woke up and wanted to leave the room, but she found that Ike's magic barrier was still in place. After looking around, she found a pile of mochi on a plate prepared by Ike. On the dining table, there was a message from Ike telling the maid to wait patiently while eating a pile of mochi. Ike and Saphiro began walking to enter the demon lord's castle. However, Ike felt the poisonous aura around the castle was very threatening. Saphiro explained that this was natural because Ike was human. She also camouflaged Ike's aura to pass the inspection by the demon lord's castle guards. Naturally, this impressed the guards, and they allowed Ike to enter to meet the demon lord. Once they reached the door to the demon lord's chamber, Saphiro instructed Ike to wait there for a moment as she spoke with Darokuten first. Darokuten was the new demon lord who had revolutionized the demon lord's army. Rumors said that Darokuten was ruthless and would kill anyone deemed incompetent, friend or enemy. However, thanks to Darokuten, the demon lord's army could now work together and reclaim territories taken by humans. A few minutes later, Saphiro told Ike to enter and meet Darokuten. Darokuten welcomed Ike and told him to be at ease with her. When Ike saw Darokuten for the first time, he was shocked because Darokuten was a young girl. Darokuten said she had heard about Ike successfully conquering the difficult territory of Arsenom in just a week without any casualties. She was very impressed with Ike. Ike replied that he was merely following Saphiro's orders, and Saphiro deserved full praise from the demon lord. Naturally, Darokuten smiled, surprised that Ike had such humility like a human. Saphiro informed Darokuten that Ike was Romberg's grandson, and Darokuten understood if Ike inherited Romberg's humble nature. Ike also said that compared to other armies, Darokuten could see how strong Ike's army was with such strategies. The productivity of the Arsenom territory would also be ensured because the humans living there were still alive. This demonstrated how advantageous it was for the Demon Lord compared to other armies that deliberately exterminated humans. After hearing all of Ike's explanations, Darokuten approached Ike and said that he was very different from other demons. She was also curious about the face behind Ike's mask, so when another opportunity arises, Darokuten wanted to know Ike's true form. For now, Darokuten would rely more on Ike for upcoming tasks. After Darokuten left, Ike felt very weak, thinking today would be his last day alive. But he had a strong suspicion that Darokuten knew about the lost ancient civilization. Because of this, she could revolutionize the Demon Lord's army through knowledge from that civilization. Then Saphiro said that Ike should be grateful because at least the Demon Lord only realized that Ike wore a mask. Saphiro also mentioned that the Demon Lord had ordered Ike to carry out the next task. Saphiro would explain the details of Ike's task at another time. When Ike returned to his room in Arsenom, he searched for the maid and found her sleeping in his chair. Ike woke her up, and of course, she was startled and immediately cried, begging for mercy not to be killed. Ike felt that the maid was too noisy and had no intention of killing her. He wanted the maid to introduce herself because from now on, she would be Ike's personal maid in exchange for her forgiveness. Her name was 13 because every slave in this world was named by a number, but 13 was always called Sadie by her mother for easier pronunciation. Sadie also promised to keep Ike's identity a secret as long as he forgave her.
お前に拒否権はない。それが嫌なら。
Some time passed, and Saphiro told Ike that Darokuten had assigned him to protect and double the taxes in the Avelia's territory. Although Evelia's was a small town, it was the initial defense line for the upcoming battles of the Demon Lord's army. The Evelia's territory was already destroyed, and Ike had to rebuild the city's structure and defense walls. Gyron said that this construction would take 6 months due to the high level of damage. Well, the city's damage was actually caused by Saphiro when she conquered the territory. A ruthless demon sorceress who exterminated everything in her path. Back to the topic. Ike couldn't accept the long construction time because humans could attack the Demon Lord's army at any time. Therefore, Ike decided to rebuild within a month, with the help of demons to lighten the work for the humans under Ike's command. The reconstruction of the city began. In Gyron's mind, he never expected that demons and humans could work together like this. It was the first time he saw it. Not only that, Gyron was also impressed by Ike's decision to pay the workers to increase their productivity. Even Ike helped the workers directly, which made Gyron even more impressed with Ike.
人間と魔族が一緒に働いてるなんて、こんなアイク様はきっと次の魔王になられるお方だ。